Hi, everyone. Thanks for spending another Tuesday lunch hour with us. Just that gentle reminder, as always, if you just look around and make sure you don't have anything around you that might cause you to trip or fumble. No cords, kids, cats, stuff like that, books. Your area is safe. And then, as always, we'll start either in a comfortable seated shape, or you can start lying on your back. You could sit on a block or a blanket or a cushion. You could sit on the ground. You can lie back, put a pillow or a blanket underneath your head. I have a chair. You can, of course, sit in a chair if you'd like. Just take a couple moments and settle, and we'll take a couple of deep, longer breaths to help us focus and settle, and then we'll get started. So bringing your awareness back towards your body, using your body as an anchor. Starting by making connections to your physical body. You might start by feeling your shape, how your shape feels as it connects to the surface beneath you. How does your body feel as it connects to the chair or the cushion? How does your body feel as it connects to your mat, to the earth? Just checking in with ourselves with curiosity and kindness, a sense of warmth. And as we feel a greater connection to our physical bodies, starting to blend some awareness with your breathing. You might start with feeling an inhale, feeling an exhale. The sensations and feelings of your body breathing. And with kindness and curiosity, where do you feel your inhale? Just pick one space or place in your body where you easily connect to your inhale. And taking a full exhale. Just gonna bring the breath and your awareness, yoking, blending breath, awareness into your body. No need to hurry or rush your breathing. Full commitment. Exhale, letting go. Coming back to your body, the physical sensations of your body. What does your body feel like in the shape you're in? How does your body connect to the surface beneath you? What does it feel like to make contact, to connect with the earth? What does it feel like to breathe in your body? Perhaps picking that one place again. Maybe picking a new place. Maybe starting to feel the breath fill your body. Light, easy breathing. Does your inhale feel the same as your exhale? Does your exhale feel the same as your inhale? As we continue down the path of grounding and breathing, counting, feeling. Spend the next 5 to 10 breaths here in silence. Just coming back to your physical body as an anchor. Reconnecting inward, this practice of embodiment. Practicing being present in our bodies. We'll blend the awareness of your breath. And then as we find a couple more breaths, we'll start to transition onto our backs. Or if you're sitting in a chair, you're going to want to probably come towards the front of your chair. Okay. So much like the last 2 weeks previous, we're going to start in our dead bug. So we start on our backs with our knees bent. And so this is constructive rest pose. And we just pause here, right? Especially if we just came to this spot and we find neutral. Okay, so if you're sitting in the chair, same idea. You want to find a place of neutral, establishing your baseline of ease and support, right? So the ground, the earth, or your chair is going to support you. And we really want to try and just really release into those places of support. So if you're on your back, right, the back of your head, down through the back of the shoulders, you might have a greater appreciation for the width of the back ribs, down through the pelvis into the feet. And if you're seated, then really feeling the feet and the thigh bones and your sit bones on the chair. As you take your next exhale, we're going to float your arms up towards the ceiling and rotate so your palms face each other. We'll anchor the arms down into the back of the shoulders a little more, and then try and feel the back of your heart. So when you anchor your arms down, try not to lift your chest or pull your ribs up, okay? So you want to keep the back of the ribs nice and spacious and wide. And then with an inhale, we'll take the arms out wide like a T. And when you feel your exhale, you can pull your arms up towards the ceiling and maybe cross over and give yourself a hug. And just follow the breath here. Right? If you're in the chair, you're doing something really similar. You're opening your arms out wide and then bringing the arms back out in front, crossing and hugging. Now, if you want more challenge here, imagine your arms are heavy. Imagine you have some weight. Perhaps the challenge is more internal, really trying to pay attention, concentrate, and feel the nuances from the inside out. We'll do about 3 more. Following your breath. And then the next time your arms come out like a T, or if you're in the chair, they're wide, we're gonna hold the arms out for a moment. Right? And just again, soft palms, strong arms, and see if you can feel a little more of the back of your arms. So if you start from the middle of the back of your heart, okay? So finding the back of your heart and going out under your shoulder blades. Connect your arms through your triceps, out the bottom of the forearm, out your fingers. Okay? And just pause to see if you can feel 2 or 3 breaths up into your armpits. Hopefully releasing tension through your eyes, your jaw, and your chest as you exhale. You're going to take a full exhale, really letting all of the breath out. And then with that next full exhale, arms come up to the ceiling. All right, we're going to bring your feet up. Knees up over your hips. So a little different version, a little more challenging version of dead bug this time. Your legs are gonna lift. So legs are straight, arms are straight if you're down on the mat. And then we start symmetrical, okay? Your arms are only gonna go out as wide as your legs. And then you're gonna exhale, bring them back up, okay? So we want to stay really connected and stable to the back of the skull, the shoulders, and the hips. Then as that moves along, you can go contralateral, right arm, left leg, okay? So, right, maybe you stay symmetrical, or maybe you take the opposite leg and the opposite arm out, right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg. But as we move here, staying connected, right, through the back of the skull, the shoulders, and the hips. We don't want a lot of wobble side to side. Good, continuing side to side. Keep going. I'll give the chair people an option here. Okay, so if you're in the chair, right, you can take your feet wide. You can take your arms out. Right arm, left leg lift. Right arm comes back, left leg comes down. Okay. So we'll all do a few more. I know if you're on your back, you've been doing a few, but this helps integrate the movement into your nervous system. Contralateral work can be so beneficial for down regulation and calming our bodies. Okay, so we'll all do about 2 or 3 more so you feel even. And if you're on your backs, you'll lower all your limbs down. If you're in your chair, you'll take your limbs down. Hands can rest on your knees. We'll all pause right where we are to bring our attention, our curiosity back into our bodies with kindness and warmth, and take 3 full rounds of breath. Full exhale, let all the air out. And then if you're on your backs, rolling over and coming on up to standing, right? If you're in your chair and you need to stay in your chair, you can stay seated, or you could use your chair, right, as balance. So if you want to use your chair as balance, go ahead and just turn it around and use the back of your chair. We're going to take a wide stride. Heels will come in. Toes will go out, and then we're going to bring your hands just to your ribs, okay? So you might put your hands down here on your lower ribs and then feel that soft tissue, okay, to your pelvic crust, right? Or you can have your ribs or your hands a little higher up on your ribs, okay? This just makes my shoulders really tight, so I like to go a little lower, but we're all really different, okay? So before we move the legs, we're just going to let the hands sink in and knit and feel the ribs. And then we're going to follow the breath a few times. And just try and feel what your ribs do when you breathe in and you breathe out. Good. What do you feel through your rib cage when you inhale? What do you feel in your rib cage when you exhale? Letting all the breath out. Good, let's take 3 more breaths here. So maybe you feel, right, when you inhale, your ribs expand. And when you exhale, they draw together. So we're going to move the arms with the ribs. So as you inhale, you can go down. Ribs, arms expand. Exhale, coming up. Ribs come together, arms come together. Can we move from the feeling of the breath? Breathe first. And then move. Good, let's do about 3 more. after those 3, coming back to standing. Just pause, shake things out if you need. Take 3 full rounds of breath, just breathing here. So if you're using the chair, you could, and you're standing, you can step a little wide and put your right leg by the chair. Okay, if you don't have a chair, you're just gonna step wide. Okay, left leg is gonna roll in. Remember, I'm opposite. Right leg's gonna roll out. Okay. So similar idea here. Okay, we're gonna stay nice and anchored through the legs. Your back left leg is gonna be really anchored. We're gonna create movement in the right leg. Exhale, knee bends a little bit. Inhale, straighten. Okay, if you wanna use the arms, inhale, exhale. Couple more. Follow your breathing. Good. 2 more. Good. Last one, we're going to hold. So next time your right knee bends, your arms don't have to come up as high as your shoulders, right? If you want the challenge of your arms coming up as high as your shoulders, great. But then check in and reassess, right? If your arms are coming up and you're adding to tension in your eyes or your jaw or your shoulders, right, then maybe your arms come down. Okay? So hands can be on your hips, your ribs, or arms lifted. We'll take 3 breaths. Full commitment, exhale, breathing. Straightening your right leg. Good, both feet face forward. Right? Maybe you're standing in front of your chair. Maybe you're using your chair for balance. Right leg rolls in a little bit, left leg rolls out. Okay? Checking in, right? As you roll your back leg in, your right leg in, check that you're not straining your groin area, right? And you're not adding tightness or tension to your back. Good, and then we bend. And straighten. You want to add the arms. Inhale. Exhale. Follow your breathing. So no need to move with me. Embodiment. Feeling the breath from your body. Moving the body. Good, let's try 2 more. And holding this one. Maybe your arms are a little lower than your shoulders. Maybe your arms come up. But as your arms come up, right, check back in. Eyes softer, roof of the mouth spacious, shoulders a little more relaxed even though they're working. 2 breaths. Exhale, straightening your left leg. Hands can come to your hips. Great, if you need to sit down in your chair. If not, heels come in, toes go out, shake things out. All right, I'm gonna sit down for a moment. If you're standing, right, you're still in your wide stride. This time, we're gonna add a little challenge. We're just gonna lift your heels a piece of paper. Just a little bit up off the floor. And we're going to draw your heels back and down into the floor a couple more times. Lifting your heels just a piece of paper. Bringing your heels back and down. Good. Soft bend in the knees. Right? If doing both legs at the same time is too much, you might just go side to side a little bit. The weight stays about the same, right? So as I lift my right heel, careful you don't want to put all the weight or shift the weight too much, right? Let's do 1 or 2 more. So maybe you have one heel up a little bit, maybe you have both. Arms can hang again. Good, we're gonna go down with your inhale, exhale. Good, 3 like this. If having your heels up is a little too much, put your heels down. You can always go lower, 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 lower if you want more challenge. Good, then we're gonna bring your arms out. Inhale, ribs expand. Exhale, ribs knit. Good. Good, last one like this. Now when you go down and your arms are out, we're gonna pause. Take your heels down, keep your arms out and straighten your legs. Good, left leg rolls in. Remember, I'm opposite, right leg rolls out. Bending your right knee, finding your warrior 2 pose, and taking 3 breaths. If having your arms up is too much, doesn't mean you're not good at yoga. Just bring your arms down. Follow your next exhale. Straighten your right leg. Both feet face straight ahead. Heels come in, toes go out. Okay, remember that alignment of a healthy sumo squat. Knees over your middle toes. You decide, heels up or heels down. Good. Then 3 with your arms out. Follow your breathing, right? The more you do, you might get a little winded, so you might go a little bit faster, right? Let your breath, right, control how fast you go. Really paying attention and following your breathing. Good, if you're tired, take a break. If your mind has drifted off, take a break. Last one, and the arms stay open. Grounding coming up. If your heels are up, put them down. Right leg rolls in a little bit, left leg rolls out. Finding strength and stillness in your warrior 2. Your arms are tired, your shoulders are tired, you feel it in your neck. Put your arms down, roll your shoulders out. Find your breath. Good, next exhale, grounding down, straightening your left leg. Both feet face forward. Step the feet together, okay? So you're either gonna stand in standing mountain, or if you need a break and you have your chair, you're gonna come down. We're all gonna pause either in sitting or in standing, coming back for 5 breaths. What does it feel like to be in your body right now? Checking in with your physical body. Does it feel like to breathe? Remember, when we check in, we want kindness and warmth and compassion for ourselves. It's a sense of curiosity. Does it feel like to take a full inhale and to take a full exhale? Good. And then if you're in your chair, you can stand up. You can always use your chair for balance, so if you need to flip it around. Okay, flip it around so you have some balance. Okay, so we're going to stand. I'm going to do the sideways version so you can see a little bit better. You're going to hold on if you need to, or if not, hands can come onto your hips. Okay, a little bit of a balance. So bending through your knees. And when you bend your knees, right, maybe I said balance and you automatically went, oh no, we're going to balance. Okay, so find, right, that baseline where you can stand and you can feel strong, but not a sense of like cold, tight tension. Okay, so we want to work from that place. Okay, and we're just going to lift your left heel. Right, and if that's good, right, you didn't add, right, a lot of tension to your neck, your jaw, even to your mind, you might pick your left foot up off the floor a little bit. hang out there and see what it feels like for a couple of breaths. And if you're holding on to your chair, hold on to your chair. We're going to take your left leg and swing it back a little bit. Now, when it comes back, we want to keep your back heel lifted. Okay? So you keep your heel right up. And then we're going to take your hands onto your pelvis and think of your pelvis lifting up. Okay, so the front of your pelvis lifts up, right? And then we all know, right, that good alignment, ears back over shoulders, went over this first week if you were in class. And the ribs a little more over your pelvis. Okay, and then we're going to bend your right knee. If you need to bend your left knee a little bit, do it. Push down and lift up. So everyone has an opportunity to make this as challenging as you want. Okay, so less challenging, you're holding onto a chair. You're not bending very much. More challenging, right? You're going down, 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 and coming up. Okay, try to keep your pelvis facing straight ahead. Less tension in the neck and the jaw. We'll do about 3 more. Right knee needs to track over your right toe, so you might check that, right? It's a lot of opportunities to challenge and make it harder, as well as less challenging. Meet yourself where you are. Good, finish this one. Pause, and then step both feet together, shake it all out. So do a little interpretive shake. Whew. Great. And then we're going to take 3 breaths to reconnect and anchor ourselves. Find our baselines, right? Find your neutral. And then from your neutral, right heel lifts. Maybe you lift your right leg up. It's okay to wobble and shake. That's part of it, right? Like life, we wobble and shake, and there's a lot of uncertainty, and it's part of the practice here. There's some uncertainty when we pick up the foot, but we come back over and over to that deep sense of stability and grounding and anchoring. And then we step your right foot back with assistance or no assistance. We're all really different. So if you need the chair, use the chair. Line yourself up, right? Again, just that reminder of, good alignment. Head back, shoulders over your hips, right? Maybe we're trying to rest your heart a little bit. Find your baseline and then add to your baseline. So it might be a little bit or a lot, right? Do what you need to do to find just the right challenge. Sometimes less can be so much more. And then again, my breath is getting a little faster, so I'm going to go faster. I'm going to follow my breath. It's okay to breathe quick and mindful movement, right? We can have mindfulness with quick breathing. And then maybe 2 more. If you're tired, right, you always stop when you're tired. And then we pause. And we step the feet together when you're ready. And shake it all out. All right, so finding stillness. Take a couple of breaths. Right? Feel free to use your chair or not, right? Challenging yourself. I'm going to bring your left heel to your left ankle. So you can hold on to the chair or a wall, or you can bring both hands to your hips and go up to your ribs. Okay, check that your right knee has a little bit of play in it. You're not locked out, not hiked way up. Okay, and then following your breath, right? Inhale, exhale. And then it's up to you, right? You can take your arms, inhale, exhale. Okay? If that's a little too much, maybe they stay low. And then you can make it more challenging by bringing your toes up, or maybe bringing your left foot on your right ankle. Okay? Everybody has somewhere to go. If right here is too much, right, you go right here. Get a couple more arms if you're doing the arms. And then find your way back to standing. Shake it out. Find your baseline. We always want to start right, baseline neutral. Okay? And when you're ready, your left side anchors. Right heel to left ankle. Meet yourself where you are. If you need the chair, use it. Maybe you kickstand. Maybe take your foot onto your left ankle. So maybes are progressions. You gotta meet yourself where you are. And just following your breath, right? So for example, right, I'm not you, but in my body, I'm really, really shaky right now. It's really hard for me to stay anchored. So I'm thinking a little bit more drawing things inward and downward and really connecting, concentrating, and feeling. And then you're going to have your own plan, right? You're going to have your own system of staying in your body through the challenging moments of this, right? Some of it might be easy and some of it might be a little harder. And when it gets harder, you probably have to concentrate a little more and stay more present in your body. And then do a couple more or stop. And then we'll come back and shake it all out. All right, so if you're using a chair, you're gonna put your chair down and you're gonna have a seat. If you're not using the chair, you're gonna come to the back of your mat. All right, so in your chair, right, you're gonna come and just bring your hands wide and come right here. So there's gonna be a little bit of pelvic flexion, okay? And we're gonna look down. You're just gonna hang out here and breathe through your back and anchor through your base. If you're at the back of your mat, we're gonna hang out. Take a couple breaths, and then with your exhale, which is different, you're gonna exhale, take your arms out to come up. When you get to the top, take a full body stretch. Exhale, fold forward. Walk your hands out to downward facing dog. Right? Either stay in your downward facing dog, pedaling out your feet, or maybe coming down to tabletop. So either in your chair or in tabletop or in downward facing dog, we all have a place of support and stability. We're going to anchor into that and then open up our awareness to our back body. Can we feel a little more connection here to the back of your ribs, the back of your lungs, the back of your heart? If you're in down dog and you're getting tired, feel free to come down to tabletop. If you're in tabletop and you're tired of table, feel free to push back to child's pose. Okay, so you can be in tabletop, you could come back to child's pose. And then we're all connected by our breathing. We're going to take 5 more rounds of breath. What does it feel like in your physical body to breathe with curiosity and awareness through the back body? And follow your next exhale all the way through. If you're gonna lie on your mat, you're gonna roll onto your back. If you're in your chair, you can just come on up and have a comfortable seat. If you're on your mat and you're on your back, we're gonna draw your knees into your chest. And just do some really slow hip circles. And do 3 going clockwise and 3 going counterclockwise. If you're in your chair, just have a seat, settle back into your chair. And then we'll all find constructive rest pose. Okay? If you're on your back, bending your knees, coming to stillness. If you're in a chair, you might sit back, letting the back of the chair help support you. Good, and then if you're on your back, outstretching your legs for Shavasana. Take the last few minutes of class here just to do a short, meaningful body scan. So coming all the way back full circle to how we started, feeling the surface beneath you. Feeling an awareness of your physical body. Letting that physical body be supported by the earth or the chair. Letting go. Breathing. We'll start down in your feet. Noticing your feet, maybe wiggling your toes, and showing gratitude and appreciation for all that your feet do for you. Going up the strength of your legs. How do your legs feel? You might shake them a little bit. Legs into pelvis. Strength and stability of the pelvis. Up through your lower belly, your lower back, your lower spine. Into your rib cage and your lungs and your diaphragm. Showing some gratitude and appreciation for the lungs and the diaphragm, for the rib cage. And taking that gratitude and appreciation into your heart, softening through your heart. Softening out the shoulders, down the arms. Letting your face, your jaw, your head relax. And as we settle inward, we'll take the last full minute here in silence. Just drawing your awareness in, listening to your body breathe. If you'd like to take a few moments to practice gratitude, you might take a hand and place a hand over your heart center, thinking of 2 or 3 things you're extremely grateful for and why. And just take a moment, take a breath for each one. As we breathe, feeling gratitude, appreciation, kindness, warmth, compassion. As you're ready, starting to move your body, maybe you take a full body stretch. Maybe you draw your knees up into your chest. You could wiggle fingers and toes. And as you follow the next couple of exhales, slowly rolling over to the easiest side. And then thoughtfully coming all the way on up to sitting. And if you would like, joining your hands. And just taking a moment to settle back inward, feeling your breath. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your really busy lives to take an hour to practice. Namaste. If you want to stick around for Q&A, that would be wonderful. We'll head there right about now. Do you have any stretches or poses to help with tight ankles? Oh. Do you want me to answer that one?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So yeah, I would start on your back. Tight ankles. We call this like flossing. So you can bring your leg up and you can work on like pointing and flexing, but working a little more from like your heel. So like your heel's gonna push out and pull in and go slow. And then you wanna do really slow circles around, okay? And you know, ankles connect up into shins and shins connect up into the hips. So too, like we were doing a little bit in those sumo squats, like even coming up, right? And going up and down and getting a little stronger through your ankles. You can come up and point, right? Lift your heels, then really pull your heels back and down and go down. And then if you have patience and you don't mind doing it, rubbing your feet is always really good too. Yeah. Do you have any tips, stretches, or poses about improving posture? Yeah, posture comes a lot from core strength. So if you feel comfortable starting like in a tabletop, it kind of depends on your wrists. I don't know, you know, how healthy your wrists are or strong. You can always go a little bit wider. But we really want to get right your abdominals to be stronger. So you can start in a spot like this. You can always come down here and holding your table for a little bit. Maybe holding like a one-leg plank, an elbow plank. Posture comes from, right, these abdominals. And even then taking what you get from tabletop or from plank to a place like this, okay, or you can draw your arms back a little bit, right? So your collarbone draws back, your ribs draw down and back, but you're not rounding forward and then holding on and doing things like this. Right? You see how my ears, shoulders, ribs all stay together as I go back and come forward. So I'm not rounding when I go back like that. I'm not pushing forward. So the idea of table, threading a little more through that kind of posture. I hope that's helpful. I have issues with the area where the hamstrings attach at the base of the butt. Sometimes it hurts to bend forward. Bend your knees a lot, Dawn. Bend, 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 bend your knees. Yeah, we call that yoga butt sometimes, and that's when the hamstring fibers start to stretch a little too much at the sit bone. So bend your knees a lot, or get blocks, or right, have a chair. So when you fold over, you're maybe only coming to like the chair height and coming back up, right? So if you're really tight through here, your pelvis might be tucked, and then you're coming over and putting strain here. So this, and doing it like that, or right, having a chair. If you have my email, you can email me too, and I can give you a couple other suggestions. Thank you. Thanks for everything. See you next week.